stops, and I'm constantly reminded I'm running out of time. Life is getting strange, and I'm disassociated. I was not convincing myself I've got nothing to change, 'cause I'm wasting mine doing nothing out of stops, and I'm constantly reminded I'm running out of time. Life is getting strange, and I'm disassociated. I was not convincing myself I've got nothing to change.
Send in the clown.
See, this is the problem. I put fucking gloves on because I had face paint on my hands. Now I got face paint on my gloves. It's just an endless cycle. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the greatest channel on this platform. I forgot one thing. Give me a second. You know what this video is about. So I don't know what kind of clickbaity thing I'm going to put in the title of this video, but this video is to do two things. One, talk about the political SJW surrounding the Joker film. I keep saying the Joker. It's just Joker film. Yeah. He gets the part in the sequel. It's like when the Dark Knight Rise. Do you guys remember that? But this video is to do two things. One, talk about the political landscape that is surrounding the film Joker. And two, to discuss said film. And I might do another video later for just my more opinion-y shit. But this video is gonna be a mix of both, baby. Here we go. So the latest film Joker has been called a rallying cry for incels and self-pitying losers, as they have a hero to shine in the limelight and go on to become their hero. And this is gonna cause the world to go into chaos and all these other things. The fact that Joker, a fake fictional character, is making real people act this way is what's actually funny, considering the usual tone and message that is associated with this character. You motherfuckers are just proving his point. I mean, I can't really talk. I'm wearing a fucking Arkham Asylum shirt right now, dressed as a fucking clown. Basically, they're just trying to say Joker's the main character of this film, so he is obviously the hero. Okay, I'm just gonna name a few movies. I'm gonna list out a couple movies here, just at random. Nightcrawler was a film about the protagonist who would go around filming people who didn't want to be filmed and would rather take a picture of them dying than to actually help them. The film American Psycho is about a serial killer who is going through similar mental trials as Joker. And I could go on. Any horror movie where the villain wins. Basically, we have a shitload of stories about bad guys. Breaking Bad. So many stories that have highlighted main characters who are evil. Despite all that, there is one little bit of pandering that is in all of these stories, which is the silver lining and the obvious direction that the director and the other filmmakers are trying to make, which these characters are not to be role models. Just because you're a main character doesn't mean you have to immediately project yourself onto that character. And even if you do, a lot of these characters have mental illnesses and other things that, like, you don't have, so you have to suspend your disbelief because it's fucking fiction. But all these movies make the case that this is not a good thing. This film, Joker, there is disturbing music playing whenever Joker is in any sort of impressive state. If he is to be, like, idolized in the crowd, they're playing, like, stressful dystopia fucking horror music. And Joker is obviously a bad guy. This is a villain origin story. This is Chronicle, Carrie. It's all of those. It's just a mentally ill person now who has similar altercations and similar tendencies as, like, autistic people with within the incel community, basically the losers of the world who never get their chance to shine. And Joker is like one of thousands of people in Arkham City, or did I just say fucking Arkham City? Hi, I really like that game. Within Gotham City, I have a lisp, I can't even talk today. But Joker is one of thousands of people within Gotham City who are living in poverty and are about to erupt any minute and take out whoever is remotely responsible. That is because society around him has crumbled to allow a person like him to exist. Basically, once Joker, who is tied to like his medication in this film, and he has this new disease, which I never thought of for this character before, but basically he can't stop laughing. He'll just laugh uncontrollably, like it's laughing gas at any moment in time. So in short, if you are offended by a piece of art, don't involve yourself with that art. Don't try to take out that art. And I know that this movie incited a bunch of things on Reddit to happen, and people were posting about things, and I haven't heard if any of the theaters actually did get shot up, but it's the first time I've ever been to a movie where I was a little bit scared for my well-being. People are saying like there's cops in the theaters and they're looking out. I'm like eyeballing people like, good God, why did I have to come to the opening? But that is not because of this movie. That is because of stupid fucking people who exist anyway, are gonna do stupid shit anyway, also happen to want to see this movie. And it's not the movie doing this, so we shouldn't take away the movie from the millions of people who are going to enjoy it. It's in my top 5 right now. It's a good ass fucking movie. Here is a small post edit after I filmed and got that fucking face paint off. Look at me, my hands are pink. So I put on the pink shirt, breast cancer. Yeah, go. So, what I wanted to talk about more that I forgot to mention when I was filming was 2 solid points. One being the comparison between this Joker and Heath Ledger Joker. This performance is worth more to me. That being said, Heath Ledger's performance and everything that about The Dark Knight I love for those performances and like those moments. There's so many iconic scenes that are in that movie that I still hold, like the pencil scene. That's all you gotta say. The bank robbery scene. The hospital scene, like everything he's in, he steals. That being said, this is a 2-hour character piece movie breaking down this guy, this Arthur, giving him a new spin to the character and everything. And really, like, if you were a kid going into this movie, you would be terrified. You would look at Joker in a whole new, different way. And this is kind of like the natural evolution for him, is kind of put a couple more human relatable things into a guy who is pure evil, but pure evil people come from somewhere. And this goes into the second point I wanted to make, which was this film makes a point and a case for mental health and all things to do with like what is going on with Joker. A world that doesn't care about these kind of people. You have seen homeless people, you have seen drug addicts, you have gone by people that you have discarded, which morally, like, that's on its own. Like, I'm not judging people for doing that, but it's like, we live in a society, I got it in, that discards people, and this film makes the case that here is a negative reaction of us doing that. And it's not to say that this guy is being glorified, but it's trying to say until he gets to that point, until he gets to the point where he goes over the edge and kills somebody, we should try to help him. And I think that, like, it's not black and white, like it's a gray, artful movie, but that's the way I look at it, and that's the way I think we should be looking at it. Everything that happens after that point, it's speculation whether it exists or not. You know, people are speculating whether after he got hit by that car, like, it could have just completely been in his mind and stuff like that, which would make the case that, hey, this guy isn't as role model-y as we are making him out to be, especially, you know, again, the dark, ominous music and everything else. The points I made in the video. Anyway, just had to throw that in. Anyway, let's talk about the actual movie. So Joaquin Phoenix is like one of those like most obvious like amazing actors. Like if someone had like their top actors list, and I was just like, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, of course. Like he's just one of those. So when I heard this Joker movie being announced, I had finally just kind of given up on whatever the fuck the DCEU is trying to do. I don't know what movies are piecing together where now. We got Harley Quinn, but she's the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, and then Aquaman's over here in his standalone movie, but the universe is supposed to be dead at this point. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but we got a new Joker film, so I'm just going to the movies at this point. And it's Joaquin Phoenix, and there's a lot of cool hype around the movie, so I am gonna have my expectations high, and I don't even give a fuck. And guess what? This film delivered! I know immediately people are gonna try to make a comparison between this performance and the obvious Heath Ledger once-in-a-lifetime performance that was in The Dark Knight, which is like one of my favorite movies for that performance. I fucking love the Joker. I love him as a character. He's kind of like the big all end all of like what a bad guy can be for me. He's a great contrast for Batman. When I think of like superhero villains, who else do you think of? So all this combined, walked into this film. Let's talk about what we saw. This is a character study movie, and it's all the fucking Joker. It is 2 hours. Not a single frame I can remember does not have Joaquin Phoenix in it. And the whole movie, he's doing weird shit. He's doing dumb shit. He's doing meme shit. He's doing a lot of weird shit. And that is the entire film. Eventually, there's a boiling point. There's a certain set of events that happens. Version of me editing this. Make a spoiler warning for that. Good job, kid. And other characters get affected by certain things, and then boom, suddenly there's a gun, there's people dying, and then the whole city's like, I don't give a fuck if these kids die, what about my kids? And then the mayor's like, oh, I got kids too, you know? And then Joker was like, I don't have any kids because I can't get laid. And then he went in and tried to steal himself a kid. He went to his girlfriend's house and tried to take her kid, but she was like, this is my kid, who are you? Then he was like, I guess I'll go kill Robert De Niro, and that's where the movie ended. It was pretty fucking great. Feels like my face is just like pulling down. I feel like I'm crying. My sunglasses are like sliding down on the thing. Like what is happening right now? For a short version of what this movie does, it takes like the newest iterations of Joker, which are like a psychopath lunatic with this crazy dark side of what the human mind can do, and it puts that into like this weird starting point way before that, and you see every like step along the way. You see him turning into something. And Todd Phillips, who directed War Dogs and the Hangover movies, it's so crazy to see how he went from movies like The Hangover, which were, you know, just stylish comedy movies, and then that turns into a movie like War Dog, which is style over substance all day, and then he is now doing Joker, and it became this masterful blend, and probably maybe the best thing this guy will ever do. But if that's your main achievement, then that's a fucking hell of a great achievement, because this film came out great, came out 10 out of 10, IGN, awesome-tacular, A+, all of it. It was all of it. And then you had characters like Domino from Deadpool in there. We had Robert De Niro, and he did an amazing job somehow. I want to watch like a Robert De Niro talk show for some reason, even though it's looked at as like media trash. Like this film just shits on normies, man. I'm not gonna talk about what it involves itself with the greater Batman universe. A part of me felt like it was pandering, but at the same time I popped. I was kind of like, oh shit, that's so cool. I do like when we tie into bigger universes. It's just like, you know, I like that when it's followed up upon, you know, with other films. DC. Anyway, that was Joker. In all honesty, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. That's not because it doesn't do things right or doesn't hit certain beats. It hits every single beat right, but it's really fucking gory and disturbing at times. I'm not always into that. This is like one of those films you watch every couple of years. It's like a Memento. It's like a Reservoir Dogs when I'm in the mood to see some fucked up shit. So, yeah, that's my tagline for Joker. It's fucked up shit. I need to get this shit off my face.
I'm the bad